What's up, fam? So today is day 6, hiking Spencer's Butte over the course of 40 days, every day. Today I'm exhausted, but I am excited to be here. So we're just gonna jump all the way to the top and get to it. Peace. What's up? So we made it to the very top. There's a lot of people. It's a little chaotic up there, so we're on our way down on this nice little view. So we just gonna get it going right here. So today's topic is make friendship a fine art. It says, don't take friendship for granted. Friendship is giving and sharing of yourself. If just one side works at it, it isn't a friendship. You must work at friendship. Make it a fine art. Go more than halfway. It's two-sided, just like a marriage. Someone is not a good friend because he or she does good things for you all the time. It's friendship when you do good things for each other. It's showing concern and consideration. Friendship is so valuable and so powerful. We take it for granted, but we shouldn't. At times when I am feeling low, I hear a friend and then my worries start to go away, and I am on the mend. In spite of all the doctors know, and their studies never end, the best cure of all when a spirit fall is a kind note from a friend. John Wooden. The first and most important step in friendship is being a friend. You know, when I read this, I just think about the world, and I think in the world it's so hard to find like genuine friendships, because the world is just take. And I was just studying it out, listening to a sermon, and there's a couple different words for love in the Greek and in the Bible. One of the words in Greek is eros, and that's where we get the English word erotic from. That is not in the Bible, because erotic, as you can think about it, it's all about taking. It's more of like in a sense of like a lust. And that's where it's a romantic word, but it's a take word, and you don't really find that in the scriptures. One of the words that is in the Bible is phileo, which is a brotherly friendship, loving a brother, and there's some other ones like loving a family, but the greatest is agape love, and agape love has nothing to do with the other person or the object one is loving. So the Bible says God gave his one and only son. God so loved the world, he gave his one and only son. And that's what love is. It's not dependent on the object or the person. It's dependent on the character of the lover. And we serve a loving God. So I think like God has come down and gave us his son. He gave us everything. And that's what true friendship is. And when I think about relating it to my walk with God, like, am I a friend to God? And I think going back to this passage, like a friend isn't one-sided. And so many people just come into a relationship, whatever it is, and it's a one-sided thing. But our Christian walk is supposed to be two ways. God works for us, of course, always and forever. But we got to work for him. And work at him, and work getting closer to him, and not just taking from him. And I think like one of them is just taking him for granted. That's one thing that I was studying out in Romans 1. It talks about these people, they didn't consider it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God just gives them over to the futile of their thinking. And then after that, it talks about breaking down just how that person becomes more and more wicked. They get more and more sinful, into greed, impurity, sensuality, and it just is a downward spiral of corruption because they never considered God worthwhile. Well, God's just given them all they got, and the friendship isn't there. And James talks about friendship with the world as hatred towards God. And Jesus, he calls us his friends, and I think that's the biggest thing we can do is draw closely to our friend Jesus. But I don't know where I was going with that. Like the futile thinking. Oh, yeah, God's so loving that like he won't let us. He's not going to force us to love him. So if eventually God's gonna just be like, you know what, you love the world, like go love the world, you know? Like I can't force you to love me. I've shown you everything I got through Jesus dying on the cross. That's my love for you, and I'm here with open arms, ready to receive you, because I'm a God full of grace, is what Jesus and God are saying. So if you haven't given your life to Christ, make sure you give your life to the best friend who's always there, always consistent. It's never one-sided. No matter what you do and how far away from God you think you are, like Jesus is right there because he's the best friend. Like he's always showing up. And that's what I think about a friend. Like a good friend is just there. Like sometimes you don't even have to say nothing. You just show up. You show up at their doorstep. You show up for them in hard times. You're a person to cry on, a shoulder to lean on, and you're just there. That's friendship. You know. So I think, man, I have so many friends that I take for granted, and I just want to really thank them for friendship, because it's like it says, it's two ways. I'm working at it, but they're working at having a relationship with me. So you know, I would just start with, you know, building the friendships that you already have, going deeper, and there's no better way to do that than doing it together through Christ, through the scriptures, and through prayer. So I love you guys. Hopefully today's video ain't too long, but that's it. That's it. So have a good day. Peace.
My soul, it bathed my heart, and yes, and wrote my name up. You know that just a little talk with Jesus makes me well. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about how he will heal. Oh, he will answer. Now when you feel a little prayerful, as your heart to heaven is, I know you'll find a talk with the master makes it all right. Sometimes my path seems dreary without a ray of well, and then a cloud of doubt may hide the light of day. You know the midst of sin may rise and hide the starry. Oh, but just a little talk with Jesus clears the way. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Come on, let us tell him all about how he will heal. I know he will answer. Now when you feel